Welcome to another episode of the Grappling with Life podcast. Today, I'm joined by Ramadan Younis, all the way from Egypt, but he's actually live in the studio today. Ramadan, welcome, Habibi.
First of all, I'd like to thank you, my bro Muhammad, for inviting me on this podcast. And I wish that we will, spend a nice time together, and our audience will enjoy this episode.
Inshallah, welcome. So you're a journalist, right?
Yes.
So that I'm a little bit intimidated now, man.
No. Yeah.
So
you are doing very well.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Jazakallah khairan. So Ramadan, for the audience, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, my name is Ramadan Younis from Egypt. I live in the capital, Cairo. And now I'm in my 30s. No, I don't want to say how old I am exactly, but actually I'm 37.
MashaAllah.
And now I'm working as a journalist for the BBC. So I come to London every few months.
MashaAllah. So what kind of journalism are you involved in?
I'd like to work more on investigative journalism, where I can highlight the suffering of people, any sort of inequality, injustice, corruption, to help people to speak loud and tell their stories. That's why I prefer investigative journalism and making documentaries.
Alhamdulillah. So how did you get into journalism?
After getting my master's degree in Egypt in 2015, I started to look for a role in any media outlet in Egypt or globally, until there was a special scheme released by BBC in 2018 called the MHI. It was designed for talented journalists with disabilities outside the UK, and I was one of the successful applicants they chose. After that, my relationship with the BBC started for the Department of Documentaries and Investigative Journalism since 2019.
Alhamdulillah. So are you documentary made in Arabic or in English or both?
Both languages. It goes on BBC Arabic and it goes in BBC World Service as well.
MashaAllah. And you mentioned you have obviously an eye condition. If you could just let everyone know what it is and how it affects you. And
when I'd like to explain them from the start. When I was a child, my mother realized that I was not able to see well in the dark, so she took me to a doctor. The doctor told her privately that your son, is suffering from an inherited retinal disease and he might lose his vision when he gets old. My mother hid this fact on me because, she didn't like to affect, my psychology, and especially that I was a child. But after I turned 22, I noticed that there was something wrong going with my vision. And I decided to go to the doctor myself and ask him myself, what is the problem with my vision? And he told me, you have a disease called retinitis pigmentosa. Some people briefly call it RP, and some people call it night blindness, because the first symptoms of this disease, causing you problems you're seeing at night or dim light. And after that, I started to research for information about this disease, and I found, that unfortunately, but alhamdulillah, that this disease, is getting people to lose vision gradually. But we cannot, not everything you want to do or you want to get, you will get, but you have to deal with what you have, and this is Allah's desire, and He knows what is the best thing for you. So just accept the reality and you go on and you do whatever you can and achieve your goals.
MashaAllah. So your mom kept that secret for us.
Yes.
So she didn't even mention it, not even once.
No. She told me you have an inherited disease, but she didn't tell me that you are going to lose your vision or anything else. But after I found out this myself, I spoke to her and told her, my mom, I knew that this disease is, leading people to lose their vision gradually. And she told me, yes, your doctor told me this when you were a child, but I didn't tell you it.
MashaAllah.
So, alhamdulillah.
you said it's inherited disease. Is there anyone else in your family that has this?
No. Yeah, it should be, but not direct appearance. It
Right.
maybe, you know, I got it from one of my grandparents.
Right.
Not direct, you know, it and also because I'd like to say something here, because unfortunately, you know, in the Arab world, people are getting married relatively from each other, between cousins. That's why, you know, this disease is quite common in, you know, in the Middle East,
Right.
more than in Europe or USA.
So it's a gene that is passed down, basically.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Yeah.
Right. So the more you intermarry, the higher probability that you'll get this.
Sure, yeah. That's why we encourage people, you know, not to get married from their cousins, because unfortunately, this inherited disease are becoming, you know, spreading more wider because of, you know, cousin marriages. So look for someone outside your family and don't cause problems for your children in the future. Yeah.
So I didn't know, in Egypt, is it very common to marry cousins? Like now in contemporary Egypt?
It's less, but there are some parts in Egypt, like Upper Egypt, they still do it a lot, you know.
So outside of Cairo, like the villages and stuff like
exactly.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So...
But also, I'd like to explain something.
Yeah.
You know, maybe someone who has this disease or any similar diseases. You know, currently there is one treatment available for this disease. It's for a very specific genetic mutation. It's they are correcting a copy of faulty gene called RPE65. But now there are a number of clinical trials, very promising, and I myself believe that there will be a treatment. In, you know, it's like within 2 years.
Seriously?
Yeah, inshallah.
Inshallah. So with this, because we had another guest we spoke about it before, Zaid Spirin, who's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, who also has this condition.
Yeah.
But does this condition, is it a software problem or is it a hardware problem? So what I mean is it the brain, the signals from the brain, or is it the physical?
It's related to the retina.
Right.
Retina. Okay. You know, the retina is, you know, the cells that catches the light to give it later to the brain via the optic nerve. So this disease, you know, like damages the cells of the retina gradually. And our retina is composed of cells which are responsible for daytime vision and other cells which are responsible for night vision.
Right.
So, you know, that's why, you know, this disease usually starts with problems with night vision. And after that, after the other cells become, you know, also to die, you know, also daytime vision will be affected.
So this treatment, I don't know if you know much about it, but could you tell us a little bit how this treatment, if you've got any knowledge of it, how it helps? And...
You know, it is mainly it stops the progression of the disease.
Right.
And also it can improve and it can restore some vision by making the dormant cells in the retina to be active again. You know, when cells stops working, they don't die immediately. They take, you know, like some time until they die gradually. So this treatment is trying to reactive the dormant cells which have not been dead completely. So patients can experience also some improvements in vision as well.
So basically, the earlier you catch it, the more vision you're going to be able to keep.
Exactly.
Right.
MashaAllah, you are
slowly, I'm getting, so I'm trying to be a sahafi, a journalist, so I'm trying to ask the right questions.
No, wallahi, mashallah.
So the interesting thing about it is, for me, you said at 22 years old, you decided to go to the doctor and have something.
Yeah.
So between the age of 8 and 22, did you have any?
My vision was quite stable.
Right.
Yeah, my vision was quite stable, and even if, you know, there was very, very slight change, not noticeable, but I noticed that something has changed when I became 22 years old. Yeah, my problem from 8 till 22, seeing from long distances or seeing at night. But other things was okay. I was able to read, watch TV, play video games, you know, playing wrestling, which we are going to speak about later.
Yeah.
So yeah, life was okay, let's say until 22. Yeah.
So 22, was it like a steep decline in the eyesight?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Right, was it overnight, or was it like in the space of a month, or how did it?
I can say that the deterioration has really started heavily and quickly from 22 till 30.
Right.
Yeah, it's like 8 years your vision is deteriorating, and you cannot do anything. It was very painful, very hard time, but you have to adapt, because nothing you can do. What you are going to do? Are you going to stay home and cry? Life will not wait for you. So just you need to adapt and go on. Life will not stop. Imagine other people who have more serious diseases like cancer, or they are going to lose their life, not only their eyes. So when you have a problem, look at the people who have more serious problems and say alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. So how did your family deal with it? Are you your only child? Have you got brothers and sisters?
I have one brother and one sister, but I am the youngest. I was a bit spoiled. Yeah, really. Because my mother know about this problem when I was a child. So she was always looking after me and taking care of me. But I made her proud. That's why I try to study hard and do my best. And every place she goes, she tells, "Oh, my son has got his master's degree. My son has graduated as the best student. My son is now working for the BBC." I feel shy when she mentions this every time, but I know how she feels, because she suffered with me a lot. She took me to a lot of hospitals, to a lot of doctors, and all my success that I achieved so far, it is dedicated, of course, to her effort with me.
May Allah bless your mother, inshallah, and all the mothers of everyone, inshallah.
Yeah.
So, are you married? Have you got any children? Yeah.
Not yet.
You're looking.
Not yet,
because tied down yet. Yeah?
I will. It's on my plan. But last years, it was like a big challenge for me. Yes. I just wanted to prove to others that I can be successful, and I like to focus on something. I don't like to get like splitted or divided my mind everywhere. Because if I was getting married earlier, it would take me a bit from what I wanted to achieve, because it also has responsibilities. But now I really, I am thinking seriously, inshallah, to marry soon. But it depends on, because I don't want to get married only for marriage. It depends if I find the right one. Of course, I will go ahead, and inshallah, we will see. Inshallah, maybe next podcast you will find me married. Inshallah.
I just thought it was because Egyptian women are crazy. That's probably why. No, I'm joking. I apologize to all the Egyptian women. It was a joke. They'll come after me, man.
Every country has, some
craziness.
Yeah.
Because they might refuse my visa to Egypt, man. That's the problem.
Oh, really?
Everyone. If they listen to this, all the Egyptian women will stop me from coming to Egypt.
So, no. Egypt will always welcome you.
Inshallah. So I really want to, because we're speaking off air about we went to Sudan.
Yeah.
And obviously Egypt is bordering, and and it's something that I really want to,
Yeah, sure. Really. You need to visit it at least one time in your life. Inshallah. You just let me know when you come. Inshallah.
Inshallah. So, so you found out your condition at 22.
Yes.
So you said something that is very familiar, because when I spoke to Zaid, he said the same thing.
Yeah.
So he said that he doesn't want people to, number one, feel sorry for him, or he wanted to prove that he can do what he can do.
Sure. Yeah.
Does that make sense? So he got to a point, I think, if I remember correctly, he said that it got to a point where I became even sometimes aggressive, because he just wanted to, because of his condition.
Yeah.
He didn't want people to kind of, how do I explain it? To look down on him, or, So did you go for the same process?
Most people in Egypt, even my close friends, actually didn't know much information about my eye condition, because I was not speaking. Especially as I told you that my eye vision deteriorated after the age 22.
22, yeah.
Yeah, and all what they knew that I was not able to walk alone in the dark. And, we used it to play together, football, wrestling. But suddenly they found me that I disappeared. I stopped playing football. I stopped playing wrestling. And they started to ask me why. Where are you? Why don't we see you as before? Just was trying to get, making excuses, telling, I was busy in studying or anything else. But after the documentary, Blind Faith has come out, I spoke about my eye condition. So I feel like relieved. Now I have nothing to hide from people.
But why did you hide it from them?
It's a very sensitive. It's a very sensitive topic, especially when people used it to see you that you can do anything and they didn't notice your problem. So when your problem becomes more apparent, you feel like a bit sensitive to speak about it. But, it's not.
You were scared of their reaction to you?
Not reaction, but in the Middle East, when they noticed that you have such a problem, they feel pity or haram. It's like this, and we don't we don't like such reactions. Yeah, because deal with it like flu. Both are diseases, but this disease doesn't have treatment yet.
Yes.
So, but life will not stop. But unfortunately, people judge people who have serious visual impairment as they are unable to do anything. They just think that visually impaired people should stay home, be assisted all the time by others. And this is not a mature thinking. We are able to do a lot of things. We are able to achieve success that no one or not many people expect. So, alhamdulillah, and I'm trying hard to do my best to achieve good career, inshallah, in the field of journalism, not only for myself, but also for helping others to speak and tell their stories.
So, obviously, you travel quite a bit with the BBC and all this. Do you see different attitudes when in Europe? Like you mentioned the Middle East. What's the difference in attitude with regards to visual impairment?
Here in London, I feel that I gain the respect that I deserve, to be honest. Everyone inside the BBC treats with me in a very nice way. They don't judge me because of my disability, but they are impressed with my work, with my challenge, with my strong mentality, with my persistence. And of course, life for visually impaired people in UK, I will speak about UK because I came here like 60 times.
Okay.
So life here is much, much better than the life of visually impaired people in, unfortunately, in our Arab countries.
So what's the difference? Is it regards to kind of amenities and
if we speak about facilities first, here, for example, here I can use underground alone. If you just go to the underground and tell them I am visually impaired people, the person, and I want to go, for example, Camden Station, they assist you until you go the station. But for example, in our Arab countries, I don't think this is existing, and you have to find someone yourself,
or take someone with you.
Or take someone with you. Maybe he's not free, so they are not free, so you have to wait or to stay home or. But here, this is not existing. Also, when you cross the street here, you can do it yourself.
Yes.
Because there's
no crazy people driving and
and also there are facilities, and like traffic makes sounds when you cross the street, so it's a green a light, so cross. And also with working here, when I started working here, they provided me with equipment I needed.
What kind of equipment do you need when you're working?
Just, laptop, microphone, and a good telephone. Install screen readers.
Right.
I can listen to what is written on the screen instead of writing them, especially that, I have difficulty now with reading because my central vision is becoming bad recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, with Zaid, something that impressed me with his phone.
Yeah.
So he's got an iPhone that has accessibility issues.
Yeah.
Accessibility features, sorry.
Yeah. Yes.
And he listens, he posts on Instagram, subhanAllah, and that world to me was hidden from me, if you know what I mean. If day to day you kind of take things for granted.
Not many people. I give you example.
Yeah.
When I tell to people in Egypt, I work as a journalist, they tell me like, sorry, how? Really? And someone asked me before, even doctors or educated people, they ask me. I told someone from university when I was getting my master, I told them I will send you an email. Told me, oh, you can use a computer? Really? Allah, it's funny,
Because sometimes this the thing is like, subhanAllah, even for someone who because you weren't always like this. This is the thing. You had sight at one point, and then obviously you've lost it gradually, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So
just we need to raise awareness.
This is it. Yeah.
We need to let people with disabilities to talk more on media outlets, so other people understand how these people are able to do a lot of things. So we will change their thinking towards us.
MashaAllah. So, I mean, I'm in the field of technology, yeah. So we me and Zach, we build apps and websites and all this stuff. So I'm really keen to see.
And do you care about accessibility for visually impaired people when you are build sites?
So this is the thing. So there's a new platforms that are being created now. So when you're building websites, to have accessibility from the beginning, from when you build it, because what happens is when a lot of websites are what is it called, retrograded. It's like they get a website built for for sighted people, and then afterwards it's like an afterthought. Then they build accessibility on top of it. Whereas now there's platforms being created where you can actually, as a developer, you can build accessibility from the ground up. Instead of building it and then working backwards, if you know what I mean. So like even things like, for example, colors. Having colored areas on the website, having text to speech,
text to speech
capability, even translation capability, magnifying to magnify the text as well, and all that. So there's loads of stuff that can, and also the Chrome browser as well has a lot of inbuilt features as well. You can get extensions and all this stuff, which is quite good. So
it's improving. Technology really have now good aids for people with vision impairment, so they can use internet or computers or mobiles without assistance from others.
And what's awesome now, there's a lot of visually impaired programmers now.
Exactly.
So a lot. It's not just and they're able to come with their own points of view, because someone who has sight might not see everything in the sense of that they might not realize all the barriers that someone has. So having someone who programmed something who has the same the same condition is able to think about everything that things that we don't really understand. So my key thing is, let's talk about wrestling.
Okay.
I know your older brother is a wrestling coach. What's his name?
Saeed Younis. Actually, I have I have, because also I consider my cousins like my real brothers, Mashallah. Because we were abroad together since the childhood. So I can say that I have 3 brothers in general, not only one, Mashallah. Including my cousins. And all of them played wrestling. 2 of them now continued as coaches now.
Mashallah.
So when I was a child, I just found my brothers playing wrestling.
Was he the first one, your brother? Did he start from your father, or was it?
No, my brothers.
Who pushed him?
Because my family, when my brothers were young, my family took them to the club, to do any type of sports to protect them from any, bad habits. So they found a coach. He passed away. Allah yarhamu. Yeah, he was like a father for us. His name is Captain Salah. Salah.
Yeah, mashallah.
And my brother started to play wrestling, and so when I found them playing wrestling, I also liked, to do like them, especially that wrestling doesn't require you to have sharp vision because you are competing with the player in front of you. You don't need to see very long distance or something. So I found it very interesting. And also, actually, it gave me strength and a challenge, because when you are playing wrestling from the start, it will not give you good health or good physiques. No, it will also give you good mentality, will give you a challenge. It will teach you how to be strong mentally. And this is very important. Some people think sports like wrestling or like any other sports will build your body in a good shape to show off in front of people. No, it will give you also strong mentality. How to be independent, how to be able to achieve good things in your life, how to set up a goal in front of your eyes and work hard to catch it at the end. So wrestling taught me all of these values.
MashaAllah. So to go back to, because you specialize in Greco, right?
Yeah.
Did you do any freestyle at all?
I did, yeah. I did freestyle. Well, when my coach was not able to find a player in my weight in freestyle wrestling, he was asking me to play freestyle as well.
You mean in Greco? If you didn't find
both.
Yeah, both. Okay,
both, right. Yeah. But most of competitions, for me, I played Greco, yeah.
Okay, so because I'm thinking, because Greco would probably suit you better because there's no shots. You don't need to do shots from far or whatever. So it all works from the clinch.
Yeah, exactly.
So for you, it's a bit better. Did you find a difference in obviously there's a difference, but did you find it more difficult to do freestyle than Greco, or?
Because when I played it, my vision was not that bad.
Right.
Yeah, so I was also able to do it, but my specialism was Greco, yeah.
I mean, Egypt is known for
Greco.
Yeah. Right. I think in North Africa, a lot. I know Algeria is very similar, but only now they're starting to kind of, in the last 15, 20 years maybe. Freestyle.
I think the best Arab countries in wrestling, Egypt, Algeria, Tunisia, and Morocco recently has started to do great.
Championships, right?
Yeah.
But Egypt is historically known to be, mashallah, very good at wrestling.
Yeah, mashallah.
So, talk to us about the culture of wrestling in Egypt, because every country has their own culture in the sense of how they,
because.
Is it within the okay, let me rephrase the question.
Yeah.
So, do most Egyptians know about wrestling? So, if you went to somewhere like, I don't know, somewhere outside of Al Qahira or Cairo, would they know what wrestling is?
Before our Egyptian player Karam Gaber, who got like 2 medals in Olympics.
Yes.
I think this helped also people to know more about wrestling. When you have a champion on such a level, global level or international level, people started to watch this wrestling and wanted to get their kids play this wrestling. But
that was 90s, right?
No, it 80s. Was after, I think 2004.
Oh, the
after
Greece.
When Greece.
Right.
It was Greece. And also in London, I think also he got silver. In Greece he got gold, and in London he got silver. So people after saw a champion from their country playing wrestling, and so they started to to know more about wrestling. But some people still think when you tell them that you are playing wrestling, they think it's WWE.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
And they start to tell me, oh, it's very violent. I tell them, no, it's not. It's not this one. Yeah,
we have the same. We have kids coming to the gym.
Yeah.
And they think it's WWE. I'm
Yeah.
like, and then when they see it, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, right. Well, a lot of them stay, alhamdulillah, but a lot of them don't come back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yes.
before, is it Ahmed Gaber?
Karam Gaber.
Karam Gaber, yeah. Before him. Because I know, like, I don't know if it's the same in Egypt. In Algeria, wrestling is very big in the military.
Yes.
So they have the military games. That's recently they had it.
Yeah, exactly. We have the same, yeah.
So is that where wrestling is most known?
Yeah. By people who, who joins the army. The army.
Is in Egypt, is it compulsory? Do you still have
to join the army, it's compulsory, yeah.
So did you join the army?
No, because of, my problem with night vision.
Of course, yes. So you managed. What about your brother?
My brother joined it yet for a while, but because he plays wrestling, he joined like a sportsman.
So I didn't know it's still to this day that it's compulsory.
Yeah, it's compulsory to join the army.
Okay. So just if you can explain, because a lot of the people won't know, if you could explain to them how that works exactly. Is it conscription? Compulsory or I don't know what it's called, to be honest with you.
It's after you finish your studies in Egypt, you have to go to the army and request for joining them. So after that, they make like medical checks, and if you are eligible, you will join the army from 1 to 2 years, depending on the level of education. And if you are are playing sport, so you can represent different branches of the army in this type of sport. And as I told you, for me, I didn't experience it because of my eye condition. But also in Egypt, there is a big club, army club in Cairo, which it has also wrestling, and it's known in wrestling, of course, in Cairo. And as I told you, many families now really try to get there, because not, of course, all people would like, most of people like to play football, as this is the most popular sport around the world. But really, many people still want also their children to play wrestling, because they think this is the right sport for their kids, especially that it teaches you how to be strong and independent, how to control your life. And this is very important for your children, to teach him how to get what he wants in the future. And as I said, wrestling is not only for a strong body, but also it's for a strong mentality as well.
I would argue that
and as you told me, you always tell your students, the things that you are doing on the wrestling mat, you will also do it in your life.
That's correct. Yeah. I mean, I would argue that it's more important for a wrestler to be mentally strong than physically strong.
Yeah.
Because if you have a physically strong wrestler but mentally weak, it's better to have someone who's mentally strong and physically weak, because you can build the body.
Exactly.
You can actually tell them but to work on the mind is a very difficult thing. So it's something that you can't, as a coach, you really can't see what's inside their head. You know, like you can make guesses, you can try, and you can't do it for them. You can't force them to think a certain way. So like being mentally, that's why I feel like a lot of if anyone I've spoken to that has done wrestling, they always talk about the mental toughness part of it.
And also I'd like to tell people, after joining wrestling, there was like a competition for or a chance for selecting the most talented young wrestlers in Egypt. And I was one of those talented young wrestlers. I joined this project, and I started to play competitions not only inside Cairo, but also across Egypt. And I got, like silver medal that I will never forget, because this was, like the most or the strongest competition I participated in. I was in middle school,
How old were you, like, roughly? 15?
Yeah, like 15. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was rewarded by, Ministry of Sports in Egypt.
Wow.
And, after that, I continued to play wrestling until, as I said, 22nd. But unfortunately, I was not able, to, complete my career and join the national team because of my eye condition. So I decided to focus on my education afterwards and now on my journalism.
So when's the last time you was on the mat?
2 days ago. Because every time I come to London, my best friend, who is like more than brother for me, invites me to the wrestling gym. Did
you look after him? Yeah.
Yeah.
How many suplex did you? So what did you do? Like, how did it feel to get back on the mat?
Oh, I feel very excited. Really, I feel very excited, and I try to like transfer some some experience to the younger children, and also an inspiration as well. To inspire them and to make them know that nothing can stop you if you want. But if you are just want to find excuses, no, I tell you from now, just stay home and don't do anything. Forget about excuses if you want to be great person in the life. We all have come to the life to live, 60, 70, 80, if you are lucky, 100 years old. Yeah. For what? For just to find excuses? No. You can be successful if you want. Just, believe in God, believe in Allah, trust yourself, do your best, and the success will be guaranteed at the end.
Inshallah.
Yes.
That's beautiful, man. If we had a bit more time,
I'd like to talk, if you don't mind, about the film that I've just made.
Is it out yet?
With the BBC, yeah, it's out.
Okay.
It was out since Thursday, like 4 days ago, inshallah, or 5 days ago.
I'll put the link in the description, inshallah.
Yeah, we have like 2 links, English links. One on iPlayer, BBC iPlayer, but this is for people inside the UK. But there is another link people outside the UK can watch. Awesome. And I will send you both.
Barakallahu.
And also for anyone likes to watch the film in Arabic language, there are 2 Arabic versions. One for people who have no problem to read translation or subtitles on screen, but the other Arabic version for people who are visually impaired, it's a dubbed version. So all the English characters in the film will be heard in Arabic by dubbing their voices.
It's a film, not a documentary.
Yeah, it's a documentary, but also we call them films as well.
Oh right, yeah. Right. So I thought there was some acting. Were you acting or? There's no acting?
No, not acting. No.
It's just not a musalsal, no?
Yeah, we are. The film name is Blind Faith.
Okay,
and we are talking about treatments, bogus treatments, unfortunately offered to the eye condition I have. Bogus treatments, because as I said, there is only one available treatment for a very specific genetic mutation, but there are some clinics around the globe claim that they can treat this disease. So they ask people for a big amount of money, give them false hopes. So their film is revealing all of these medical malpractices. So I encourage all people, to watch it. I'm sure they will enjoy it. And also I hope that they will publish it everywhere so we can protect other patients from falling into, the trap of such bogus treatments.
So what got you onto that trail of how did it come to you how did this information come to you in the first place, and how did the documentary come about?
Because I was having, I had a bogus treatment years ago. It was in 2013.
Right.
And I don't want to tell all the information because I want people watch it themselves.
So this is in the documentary. You go through
everything. Okay. The documentary is like 50 minutes.
Okay, mashallah.
Yeah, and after having this treatment, I started to speak with other patients, and I found them that they had the same. So I decided to investigate this story and to unveil such practices. The film is talking about some clinics in the Middle East, in Russia, and in the United States.
Even in the United States, yeah.
Yeah, even
did you
in the
visit
United
these
States.
clinics in the documentary?
Yes, yeah. You will. I encourage you to watch it as well.
I will. I'll watch it today. Actually, mashallah. I'll watch it today, inshallah.
Yes. So yeah, I'm sure people would love it, and I will send you all the links.
Please,
two links in English and 2 links in Arabic. Yeah.
When are you next in the UK? Because I know you're flying out tomorrow. Is it tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow. Yeah,
inshallah.
Yeah.
So
I think in a few months I will come again, so we can catch up. Yeah, again.
We can definitely catch up again. But I want to go a bit more detail into wrestling because this is a grappling podcast.
Yeah.
And a lot of the guys that listen are very, very keen to hear about your experience wrestling.
Yeah.
So talk to us a bit about a typical wrestling session in Egypt.
When I joined wrestling in Egypt, I was having training for 3 sessions a week.
Okay.
Sometimes training every day before competitions, but the typical sessions were 3 times a week. I was trying to have balance between wrestling and between education. Mm-hmm. So it was going school in the morning, after that go home, just have lunch. And after that goes a wrestling training. And after that coming back home, studying for my school and prepare for my lessons the other day. So this typical of life, this life taught me how to be organized, how to play sports, how to study. And some people think, if you study, you cannot play sports. And if you play sports, you cannot study. This is a wrong thinking. The day is consisted of 24 hours. Just you need to organize them and how to get the most out of them. Yeah. So I enjoyed my life with wrestling.
So how to talk us about the session specifically? How was the warm up like? How did you? How long was the session?
It was 2 hours. Let's say 30 minutes for warm up, like running and
acrobatics. And
yes.
All that, yeah.
And after that, we learn some moves, some skills. And after that, we go for serious between each 2 players.
Sparring,
like a normal match.
Yeah.
And before competitions, the coach is, trying to get the right weight for you. So if you have extra weight, if you are overweight, for example, 3 kilos, or they ask you, before the competition, look, you need to lose 2 kilos, 3 kilos. And this something was challenging for me,
How would they help you lose weight? Would it just tell you stop eating this and that, or is it you have to figure it out yourself?
No, they tell you what to do. It's like not eating, much bread, not eating, much pasta and the rice.
So that's basically eating nothing, basically.
Yeah, it was very difficult for me before. But as I told you, it teaches you how to be strong mentally.
Yes.
How to challenge yourself, because if you follow everything yourself wants. Yourself wants you to sleep.
Yes.
Wants you to play only. Wants you to have fun all the time. So you are not going to achieve anything in your life if you just follow your desire. But when you challenge yourself, when you challenge your desire, be sure you will achieve a lot of great things in your life. And the wrestling is one of the tools really that can help you to be strong mentally. So I encourage everyone to go and explore wrestling. Whether Greco-Roman or freestyle wrestling, you will enjoy it. It makes you, as I said, strong physically and mentally as well.
So, do you feel like wrestling helped you deal with your condition? Do you feel like it put you on a platform where I know you obviously you felt a little bit initially the shock of the diagnosis, but do you feel like wrestling helped you?
Yeah, wrestling taught me how to beat anything. Not only beat the players that I play against, but beat difficulties, beat odd things, beat my weaknesses, beat challenges. So really, wrestling is a very nice sports that gives you the strength that you need in your life to be successful.
It's funny, subhanAllah. I don't think I've met people outside of wrestling.
Yeah.
In a sense of even jiu-jitsu, for example. Yeah. Because we train jiu-jitsu and we train wrestling. Yeah. So, but people who train wrestling.
Yeah.
They have this love for the sport.
Yeah.
That I can't put my finger on. There's this, the sport kills you. It breaks you down.
Oh.
It makes you tired.
Yeah.
I've never met a wrestler that doesn't have an injury. They're all injured, always. Yeah. Whether it's for dislocated thumbs, fingers, knee problems, back problems, neck problems.
Yeah.
But they never say, "Oh, I wish I didn't do this sport," or they have this love-hate relationship.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I spoke to was a guy called Kane.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know Kane, right? Yeah. So he came. He got to the Commonwealth. He got a silver medal in the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah, mashallah. Yeah.
And he was a judoka as well.
Yeah.
So he even competed in the Bundesliga in Germany, the judo Bundesliga. He said that broken wrist, broken thumb, like knee issues.
Yeah.
He goes, the sport took everything from him, literally, but he still has this love for it,
Yes.
But
it's.
What do you think that is?
To get injured, this happens everywhere.
Yeah.
Maybe when you walk on the street, you fall and you get injured. Maybe when you ride a horse and running, you get injured.
Yeah.
Maybe when you carry something, you will get injured. So if you are going to think about, you are going to get injured, you will not. You will be afraid to do anything.
So.
No, we should be brave, and enjoy it, because wrestling is not also. It's still not WWE. It's it's safe. It's not. It will not lead you to big injuries or. Yeah, sometimes you get injuries, but it's normal because you can get them everywhere.
Spoken like a true wrestler, man.
Yeah.
Because normal people, people that walk around normally, that don't do anything, when they hear you speaking, they think you're crazy, man. But subhanAllah, like there was one person who described wrestling to me very, very interesting. He said, wrestling is the art of throwing something that's trying to throw you.
Yes, yeah. Very good. Yeah,
I started to think about it, I was like, yes, because it's not a station, it's another person trying to throw you.
Yes.
While you're trying to throw them.
Yes, yes.
Obviously, there's a lot of things involved in wrestling, not just throwing.
Yeah.
But when you try to explain to the kids, because that is what wrestling is.
And also we want to speak about the importance of wrestling or sports in general.
Yeah.
It protects your children from bad habits, because nowadays we can see a lot of children, unfortunately, smoke or or drink or doing such things. So when you put your time in something that you would love and would like to be successful in, you will be far away from such bad habits. So I encourage every families, who have children, to take them to a sports club and join them. If you don't want wrestling, okay, but join them in any type of sports, because this will help your children to be good in the future.
SubhanAllah, like another thing you spoke about the mind and the body.
Yeah.
It's very important to understand that the body and the mind has to be synchronized.
Yeah.
A lot of the times we live our lives where maybe mentally we're strong, but physically we're weak.
Yes.
And sometimes we're physically strong, but mentally weak.
Yeah.
And to achieve that synchronization is the feeling you get. Because you might only get that once or twice. Like, for example, when you're competing, that I would say is the time when your body and mind is really at sync.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're not going to be like that all the time. Yeah. Maybe 3-4 times a year if you compete regularly. But to kind of keep your body in that I read a book about flow state. I don't know if you've heard about this. Flow state is when when you practice so much that you're not even thinking about it.
Yes.
Especially when you're in a wrestling match, you're not even thinking about the move. You're just reacting.
Your body has become adapted to
like a machine. It just reacts. And to have that kind of state is very special. And every person needs to feel that once in their life. To kind of. So let's round off the interview, inshallah. Because I know you got to be somewhere in about. What is it, 12:15 now?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yes. Okay. So, just for the listeners, every wrestling session is the same around the world. You start off by running, cardio. You do your acrobatics, your stretching. You do your technical work, which is you might do one or two. You do the drilling. Then the coach will show you a specific move. Maybe two. And you practice that, and then after you spar, and that's the end of the lesson. Now, obviously, Ramadan's coming up, and obviously, Egypt is a Muslim country, predominantly Muslim country. And how do you guys train through Ramadan, and do you train through Ramadan? And how does that lesson look like, or did you train through Ramadan?
Of course, I was training during Ramadan, and some people will think Ramadan is coming, so they should stay home. No, in Ramadan, your body should be more active because you are not eating much. And for example, after breakfast and after praying, you can go to the club and get exercises for.
Is this in the morning?
No, even iftar? But in Egypt we have time after iftar.
Yes.
In London, I don't think you.
What time do you guys pray tarawih in Egypt? Roughly?
In Egypt, I think like seven something. Okay, so people like praying till 8:30, for example, and after that, you can go to the club and have 1 or 2 hour training.
So can I ask as well? The sunset in Egypt, is it the same all year round? Does it fluctuate much?
Not very. Not
so
very.
like 1 hour or 1 hour before or after, isn't it? So
yeah.
Because here, subhanallah, summertime, you're breaking your fast at 9 o'clock.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
And wintertime, you're breaking your fast about 4:30. So it's a big change. But this year is going to be good, inshallah.
Yeah, in here in London, what best time you
break our fast? So this year, inshallah, so the time goes forward. Is it forward or back? Forward, isn't it? Forward, yeah. It goes forward on Sunday. This Sunday will go forward.
Yeah.
So before it goes forward, we'll break our fast roughly about 6:20, 6:50, 6:20. Then Tarawih will probably be about 8:30.
Yeah.
Maybe an hour and a half Tarawih. And then we have time afterwards to train. There's no problem.
Yes.
And then on Sunday, when it goes forward, it will be 7:15, 7:20. And even then, but 2-3 years ago, it was mushkila, man. Big problem. Because it's either you. So what we do is we train an hour before.
Yeah.
So we train roughly about 7 to 8.
Yeah. It's also a good time to train before.
Just before you break your fast.
Directly before you eat. Yes.
So how did you guys do it?
In Egypt, we do. Some people prefer to do it before breakfast, and some people prefer to do it after Tarawih.
Right.
Yeah. So, but for myself, I was preferring to do it before breakfast, actually, because your body is still active, and after you eat and pray Tarawih, maybe your body is a bit lazy,
especially when you eat carbohydrates.
Yes, exactly. Especially in the Arab world, we like meals with heavy.
So while we're on the subject of meals, what's the typical dish that you guys cook in Egypt for Ramadan? Dishes.
People prefer to drink, like hot soup. As a start.
Shorba,
shorba, dates.
Yeah.
And chicken.
Farah.
Farah. And there's something called mahshi.
So what's mahshi?
It's like, some vegetables.
Yeah.
And we put inside them like rice.
Oh, like dolma.
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So it's actually dolma.
Yeah.
Right. But
Similar.
dolma is a Turkish word. So mahshi.
Mahshi Egyptian.
Yeah. Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
I love mahshi.
And
Do you like mahshi?
yeah, and also salad.
Yeah.
You know, and some people like, you know, to eat other type of meats as well. So yeah, people used to eat a lot in Ramadan. You know?
Their food intake goes up.
Yes. Yeah. You know, Ramadan should make people lose weight.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they gain. Not lose. Yes.
Especially the Sahara. You know, after they finish Tarawih, then they go to the cafes.
Yeah.
They stay there with the qahwa and all the sweets and then they stay till Fajr time.
But you spent Ramadan in Algeria before?
No, never. I haven't. I want to, inshallah.
Yes,
But I'm pretty sure it's the same as Egypt.
Yeah.
They don't sleep at night.
No.
It's in the daytime when they sleep.
Yes,
After Fajr.
Yeah.
Subhanallah.
Yeah.
So
I'd like also to say, you know, a happy Ramadan or Ramadan Kareem for all people who will see or listen to this podcast.
Barakallahu feek. Yeah, it's going to actually be released in Ramadan. So yeah.
Yes. Oh, mashallah.
And yes, listen.
So Ramadan will be listened in Ramadan.
That's correct. So we've got Ramadan. So because Ramadan.
Yeah.
Tell the people, please, because what happens? We I don't know if the brother told you that we've got a gym.
Yes.
Yeah. What happens? The membership goes like this. People they stop training in Ramadan, and I can understand but can you just please explain to them the importance of staying in shape during the Ramadan? Because
you know, if 1 month without any type of sports, it will affect your the shape of your body. Maybe you will gain weight, which is not good for health, and also if you have reached a good level and 1 month you don't do anything, you will go backward. Your level will not go forward. So if you wanted to be a good sportsman, no, you shouldn't stay all Ramadan without exercising. This is not good thinking. So I encourage you have, 2 options, either to do it before breakfast or after praying Taraweeh. Just do it for 1 hour. Yeah. It's not necessary to do it like before Ramadan, no, but at least 1 hour training, this will help you. It doesn't have to be every day either. Not every day. Yeah. I think 2-3 times a week are very good during Ramadan, because Ramadan should make you active. And also we can see many sportsmen who are Muslims. Yes. They are play professionally, yes, in different types of sports and in serious competitions. So this is not excuse. And teach yourself to control yourself. Don't let your desire control you. When your desire tells you, I want to stay home, no, go outside. When your desire tells you, don't train, no, train. Be stubborn. Believe me, this will help you to be a strong person to achieve your goals in the future. Don't follow your desire. There you go. You heard it from Ramadan himself. Yes. Do you want to leave them with anything while we sign out? Where can they catch your documentary? You said BBC iPlayer, right? BBC iPlayer. Just write Blind Faith. Inshallah. And also I will send you my brother Muhammad the links, so people can go easily to see the film. But the film in English called Blind Faith, and it's on iPlayer for people inside the UK. Inshallah. There is another link in English. I will send Muhammad it, and also in Arabic. If anyone wanna see it, watch it in Arabic. It's called Athiqa Al-Amya, and it's on YouTube. I also will send the links to Muhammad. Barakallahu feek. Yeah, thank you, brother. Jazakallahu khairan, Ramadan. Yeah, I enjoyed my time really with you today. Barakallahu feek. Jazakallahu khairan. And inshallah, next time you come back, yes, inshallah, we're definitely gonna hook up again. Inshallah. Yes, inshallah. Jazakallahu khairan. And thank you very much, everyone. Hopefully, you're having a very productive Ramadan, and you're not just sitting on your backside eating. And hopefully you're in the gym at least once or twice a week. Yeah. You can also catch, if you are concerned about what to do during Ramadan, I'm going to put a link in the description of Coach Khalid's Ramadan workout. So he's made a free ebook. And also, this is the most important thing. If you've got to the end of this
podcast, please click the link below to the charity right link for the donations for our recent trip to Sudan. Hopefully, I think by this point you would have already seen the documentary and the 2 podcasts we shot from there. The situation is quite dire over there, but these people are very optimistic and very happy people, and we just want to help them. Our target is to get to about 30,000. Currently, I think at the time of shooting this, we're up to 7,000. So we've got a long way to go. So if you feel like you can't even afford £13 will help, will go a long way. Trust me, we've seen what £13.50 can do. So there is no excuse. But the minimum you can do is to share the link. That's the minimum you can do, because you might not be able to help, especially if you're a kid watching this. Please share the links. And for me and Ramadan, we will see you on the next one.
Yeah, thank you.